We got what makes dollar stores so cheap, a big tug video.
If I asked you what's the most popular retail chain in America, you'd probably say something stupid like CVS, Walgreens, Dwayne Reed.
I've never heard of Dwayne Reed. I don't know what that is.
Or Walmart, or Target, or perhaps BJ's. Do you guys love BJ's? I love BJ's. That's a real store in New England, and it's very popular, but holy shit, how did they not see that marketing-wise? But the biggest retailer in the US, by number of stores, is actually Dollar General. In fact, there are more dollar stores in America than every Walmart, Target, McDonald's, and Starbucks combined.
Oh, dude, I didn't know that. Holy crap. I never see them. Dollar General's not even a dollar store, is it?
Who doesn't love going down to the dollar store and picking up a new flavor of Faygo? Look, they got cotton candy flavor for
Faygo?
only 25 cents. A fitting price for such a disgusting abomination. Oh, no.
Bro, a quarter though?
It's not 25 cents, it's $1.25. Well, that's a little upset. It's a dollar store. Why are we going over $1? What for a Faygo? What
That's what I'm saying, bro. We just finished watching that dollar store one. Oh man.
the I just don't get how you're gonna lie about selling things for $1 and then not only that, sell me something that should be literally a nickel. It's cotton candy Faygo and you're gonna charge $1.25.
I was gonna say, dude, a quarter? I can get behind that. I don't care what it tastes like. I can understand.
For that, have some credibility. But that's just the thing. Hardly anything in the dollar store actually costs $1 anymore. But still, with prices so relatively low, it's no wonder that studies show nearly 90% of Americans have shopped at a dollar store in the last year alone.
Dude, that's crazy. I don't think I've been No, actually. There was like craft paper. I think they have craft paper there for like $1, and I was like, I'm not going to Walmart and paying like $6 for craft paper. From the last video, it's $1.25, dude. That's crazy. It defeats the whole purpose of it being a dollar store. In that situation, every store is a dollar store if you have $6, $7 items. I got fumed when the 99-cent store changed to be like 99 cents. Everything just ended in 99 cents. Bro, that doesn't count as the 99-cent store. That's not what I know the 99-cent store to be. I like grew up on that store for the candy aisle. All right, $1 candy, I was able to get whatever I wanted. That's fantastic for a child. I fall into the 90%. Who doesn't? Let me know who doesn't.
Come on down for the steakums, kids. We got it at the dollar store.
Bro, dollar store protein. That's where it's at. I've seen it now. Now I know.
CEO Ted Vasso said, "We do very good in good times, and we do fabulous in bad times." He loves the pores, Teddy. Honestly, if everything's going so good all the time, sounds like you could probably afford to keep your shit under $1 there, Ted. But considering today's dollar is worth 47% less than it was 25 years ago...
I mean, it is fair. Like, to be honest, like, to make money on $1 and keep a business open... nearly impossible without the traffic. They ain't breaking down the door at Dollar Tree.
People find change between the cushions anymore. I mean, I haven't had a couch good enough to have cushions. It's usually one slate of fabric. And even then, I mean, do people have loose change in their pockets anymore? I remember going between the cushions and getting ice cream money for the ice cream truck when I was a child.
I don't think I've ever looked through couch cushions for money. I don't think I've ever found money in the couch is why. I saw it in TV shows all the time, but people don't just be having money in their pockets at my house, apparently.
Kids don't have that anymore. Chris, you can go to the next segment whenever you want. I'm just going to be talking about the ice cream man for a while. The roots of discount retail stretch back so far that they predate the era when $1 was considered cheap. It's hard to think about now, but there was a time in America when a crisp George Washington was actually worth something and not filling up space in your pockets. What are you going to get for $1 nowadays? A cow tail? Chris, put up a picture of a cow tail. They're delicious, but they're
Oh, dude, I love cow tails. I had no idea what he was talking about. Bro, you just unlocked a memory for me. That's fantastic. No, those are actually pretty good, though. Do they still have those?
disgusting. Back in 1788...
Wait a minute. No, they're pretty good. Okay.
$1 was worth $30. You think... I don't get money. How can that be true? Which is why the first discount stores were actually called 5 and 10 cent stores. Hey, nah, you see? The first of which was created in 1878 by the most 1878 name I've ever heard in my life, Frank Winfield Woolworth. Holy shit, that is an entrepreneur. Woolworth did live up to his name, however, becoming wildly successful by creating the first 5 and dime stores. The business...
Dang, yeah, dude. There used to be I think it was 89 cent store that my grandma used to take me to when I was really, really little. But yeah, they don't have that stuff no more. And you couldn't do that nowadays anymore. Dollars chump change nowadays.
This model was so lucrative that it was quickly duplicated by other stores, spawning some of America's first chains, including what would eventually become the 20th century retail giant Kmart. Remember Kmart? That's why I said 20th century giant, because that's not around no more. They failed spectacularly. Maybe I'll make a video about that one day, but we're going to be talking about the dollar store today. But of all the 5 and dimes, none were as successful or as influential as the 20th century Ben Franklin stores. Now, naming your store after a founding father is a bold move, especially when you're picking Benny Franklin, because that dude was a pervert. I mean, not only did he invent lightning rods, bifocals,
Dude, I heard that. I didn't know if it was true or not, but that's kind of weird that they're saying the same thing here.
vocals and glass instruments played with wet fingers called the harmonica, but Franklin wasn't just inventing things, he was also a cocksmith. The dude loved him some French. He loved a French more than he loved this country. So in his honor, we decided as a country to get together and name a cheap little fucking store after him, and I'm sure he would be thrilled if he lived to see the day. Ben Franklin stores were everywhere. At the company's peak, they operated 2,500 locations, and in 1945, a World War II veteran named Sam Walton bought a Ben Franklin in Newport, Arkansas. The store was sold to Franklin for $25,000, and the sellers apparently were quoted as saying, "This dude's buying a lemon." That's not a direct quote. They wouldn't say
Oh, it was probably one of the worst stores. Oh, wow.
this dude, but they did call the store a lemon. If you don't know what a lemon is, it's something that's right out the gate and he's probably gonna fail. But what nobody saw coming was the business IQ of this fucking shell-shocked war veteran. In 3 years, Walton's annual sales topped $250,000, which in today's money is about a trillion billion jabinka joints, because that's a lot of money back then. Franklin was purchased by K.R. Perry, whose son would eventually take up the family business by opening up a Dollar Tree.
Dude, how are they all tied together like that? Like, what are the odds of that? That's like, why are they all so mostly in enclosed malls? A dollar store in a mall? Huh. That'd actually be pretty sick. I wonder why that wasn't more common.
In 1986. Remember the Dollar Tree? It's the whole point of the video. I've been ignoring that.
Dude, I still would have gone to the Dollar Tree if it were a dollar, but they chase everybody away with the $1.25 thing now. Like, dollar stores aren't even a thing anymore.
I can't fucking write a script for the fuck of me, but I'm glad I hope you've been enjoying this. Hope you get all your fun facts. I am burnt out, guys. I can't do this forever. But it was 3 decades earlier in the 1950s when dollar stores began to take the shape we recognize today. Dollar General opened up in Springfield, Kentucky in 1955, and Family Dollar of Charlotte, North Carolina followed just 4 years later. Dollar General expanded to 29 stores and was doing annual sales of $5 million just 2 years after opening. And Family Dollar opened up 100 stores in its first decade, and then they opened up another
Dude, I thought they were like the same. Like, what?
100 stores just a year after that. They were booming, exponential growth. Chris put up a chart. The 50s facilitated their spread because of the growth of the American suburbs and small towns after World War II. Because I'll let you in on a little secret, okay? If you have an entire store dedicated to shit that costs less than $1, you can only imagine how little that costs to actually produce and sell. They were making a crazy margin on all this shit. Smaller footprints allows them to thrive in communities often overlooked by bigger retailers and places where it isn't practicable or profitable to run a Walmart. And these places that I just described also happen to be full of the most
Well, yeah, I mean, because you're on the lowest end of everything. I mean, you're just the cheapest one in town, so quality, like, isn't really a factor. So, yeah, I mean, Walmart wants to put out quality products because their name depends on it, and you don't want people saying bad things about it. But when you're the dollar store, I mean, you don't really care. It's actually a pretty good model.
clientele for the dollar store. The Pores. Dollar General CEO Ted Vasso.
Yeah, dude, you'd probably never ever see like somebody who's pretty well off in a Dollar Tree. There's no reason to worry about the price to that extent where you're sacrificing quality. Yeah.
Says that their average customer is a woman in a dual income household that earns less than $40,000 before taxes. Yeah.
Oh, why is that? Why would it happen to be a dual income household too?
And has only about $800 of disposable income per year. It's not a
$800 a year disposable income? Dude, that's like $75 a month. That's nothing.
Great situation to be in. This makes much of rural America a prime spot for their industry. However, 75% of Americans nowadays do live within a 5-mile radius of a dollar store.
Oh, makes dollar stores. Yeah, but I mean, they're not in business right now. Like the 99-cent store near me just closed. I don't know. Maybe they're popping right now, though.
store. So how does that amount of expansion make sense with the average demographic of a discount shopper? These dollar stores aren't just in the shanty towns, they're in nice suburbs, and they're around the rich people. So how's that going down? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of show where I bring up the fact that shit's pretty bad right now, and it's been pretty bad for a while, and it doesn't look like it's getting better. The rich people are poor now. We're
Okay, I didn't know where he was going with that, but no. Okay. I think it is just getting more difficult to have money at this point.
To quote Vaso, as this economy continues to chug along and create more of our core customer, Jesus Christ, that's so dark, I think there's going to be more and more opportunities for us to get in and build more stores. That's so f***ed up. I'm sure we're thinking of it in the wrong context. I'm sure he's talking to people who aren't poor, but oh my god. And this leads us to the consequences of the dollar store strategy. While they often like to position themselves as businesses that do good for the community by helping consumers stretch their dollar while providing...
I mean, if you think about it though, like a homeless person or something, someone's like panhandling or whatever, you're not gonna have the $1.25. Like, you're gonna just have $1, and that's kind of like the idea, I guess, is you're helping people, but it just seems like less people are getting helped by it. But you can't really help that if the business isn't going to survive anyway, because then you wouldn't be able to help anybody. Sure, it's like a little bit predatory, but they're just filling a part of the market that's, I mean, Walmart doesn't have stuff that cheap.
Providing access to shopping in underserved areas, they actually play a role in destroying local communities, and we're going to talk about that. As dollar stores aggressively expand, they're no longer just filling in needs for rural towns and small suburbs, they're competing with local grocery stores and effectively wiping them out. Dollar stores often open up right next door to local businesses, and what do you can't compete with someone selling a $1.25 cotton candy Faygo. Reports suggest that it's typical for mom and pop sales to drop by roughly 15 to 30% after a...
Oh, dude, I never knew that. That's crazy. Yeah, because it's kind of like having it's like having an HOA in your neighborhood. It'll like increase the value. People aren't being trashy because they can't. They'll get fined. You know, it's a better neighborhood. Your house is worth more money. So it makes sense that your business is sales drop because everyone's just like, oh, it's cheaper next door though. Let's just go next door. Like, what are we doing?
A dollar store opens, driving many of them out of business. Studies have found a substantial decline in the number of grocers within a 2-mile radius of new dollar stores, which lead to food deserts. And that's when an area it's really hard to get good, healthy food, so they have to go to like 7-Eleven and buy donuts in order to survive. It's a big issue, and dollar stores contributing to that. And this cycle continues as fewer grocery stores mean more business for dollar stores, leading to more dollar stores open.
I mean, we just saw that video, the Dollar Tree video. Like, there's actually a good amount of stuff you can get from there. I mean, the guy lost 10 pounds. So you could be theoretically a little bit more healthy if you were disciplined. But I guess that's the problem, you know? Not necessarily the dollar store.
Opening, destroying even more grocery stores. So at this point, I know what you're asking yourself, Tucker. Is this all this bad stuff you're talking about? Is this all worth the savings? Is this worth the $1.25 Faygo, which is the only item I currently know that sells at dollar stores? But honestly,
yeah, dude, there's actually a lot. We watched a lot in that video. There's quite a bit of stuff in there, and
question might be a little bit of a moot point. Dollar stores have a penny pinching reputation that's made them a favorite among thrifty and low income households, but that reputation might actually not be warranted. After all, if you think about it, these stores are making an insane amount of money. In 2024, Dollar General's net sales topped $40 billion, while
no, really? Net sales were up 1.4% year over year, supported by 1.1 increase in traffic. Wow. 0.3% uptick in the average transaction amount. Well, yeah, because you raised the price by about 0.3% with the 25 cents. Wow.
Dollar Tree raked in $17.6 billion.
Net sales, bro. Wow. Damn, they're making money. Generated $893 million in free cash flow, ending the year with $1.3 billion in cash. Bro.
And Family Dollar made $13.25 billion. How could a business that keeps inventory so cheap make so much goddamn money?
Yeah.
They do it by doing what everyone else does. They f*** over the customers. It's so simple. Why didn't I think of it? One of the most common tactics dollar stores use to increase profit margins is shrinkflation. A very chuggy term, a very millennial term, but it's actually real, so we gotta pay attention.
Yeah, they shrink the stuff without you noticing and charge you the same amount. So they're putting less in the package. Yeah, we already know that.
Challenge number 1, mayo. Put it on the screen, Chris. Got a jar of mayo. This 8-ounce jar of Kraft real mayo sounds like a steal at $1.25, which equals about 15.625 cents per...
Bro, that sounds like a pretty good deal. Grant, though, no. No, that one's like $5.
per ounce. Holy, what a steal. But honestly, I've never heard of mayo coming in an 8-ounce increment, so I'm a little bit, I'm already confused and a little bit suspicious. I also hate how it immediately labels itself as real. I know they're trying to differentiate themselves from mayo, what's that shit? Miracle Whip, which is disgusting, but
That thing's like 30-something ounces, huh? The big one. It would be so much more worth it to actually get it from the store then, huh?
put like made with real sugar. I fucking hope. What kind of fake sugar can you use? I don't know. Calling it real mayo makes it seem like it's a naturally occurring element on this earth instead of being whipped up with a shit ton of oil and eggs. Like, it doesn't grow on a tree, gang. It's not, real is a big word. Okay, so it's time to decide, Tuglets. Thrifty or shifty? Survey says a 30-ounce jar of mayonnaise runs about $40 at my
30 ounces. Okay, here we go.
local grocery store, which comes in at about 13.3 cents an ounce, which some of you geniuses out there would notice that is less.
It's not because it's a better value. It's a more convenient option to pay less money. So it's, of course you're getting screwed on the size, duh. It's like why you go to Costco, because you get the bigger size than Walmart, because they're also screwing you on the size, just not as much.
I guess you just gotta pay attention to ramen, the cheapest thing on earth. I remember back when these were 29 cents.
Yeah, and it's split up into smaller packs, so you're getting less, period. I mean, that's just common sense.
Not only are these
And then they barely pay the employees a lot. Is that why it's so cheap, though?
staffers underpaid, but they also have to work with the bare bones staffing. Oftentimes, dollar stores only have 2 people working at once. And that makes things really complicated,
Exactly.
considering that they're always trying to sell balloons at the front of their store. Just one parent trying to buy a balloon for their child that they love will completely f over an entire shift at Dollar General.
Yeah, and they depend on there not being a lot of people. That's why they price gap it now with the $1.25. I mean, that's what gets them to make so much money? They just sell that many items? That's crazy, bro. Because I thought there was some special thing to it, but really it's not. Like, that's all common sense to me.
Inspections have repeatedly found blocked exit routes, fire hazards, and unsafe.
Yeah, bro, even despite the lawsuits and everything, they still have boatloads of money. They ended the year with $1 billion.
81 criminal incidents were counted by police. 20 death is all.
And if they steal anything, it's $1. It doesn't matter. It costs less to make it. Who cares? We still have $1 billion in cash. I thought we were going to learn something different about dollar stores, but no, it's literally just people's inability, society's inability to do math. That's genuinely what it is. Like, they can't seem to understand whether it's a better deal or not. And then if they feel like they can't afford it, they just go to Dollar Tree. The people that are smart enough to go to Costco and pay for a Costco membership to still save money at Costco. Anyway, super W video though. I really like Big Tug. It's just, I thought maybe there was more to it on that one, to be honest. And we're going to go on to the next one now, though. It's going to be True Horror Stories from the Dark Web.